Welcome to a wonderful lesson of Photoshop. Today, we're going to work on the pen tool, which is this little guy over here. Or you could press P for a shortcut. I tend to use a lot of shortcuts, so if I don't say the shortcut, then please let me know so I can annotate it later on. Or at least tell you what the shortcut was. Now, in the older versions, there would be, what's it called? There would be little icons over here. One of them was like a square with those anchors around it, so it would look something like this, but more of a square. And then it would have like the pen in the middle, but it would be like the icon, but it would be like really big in size, I think. I don't know. Anyways, so it would be like relative size square to pen. Alright, so simple Photoshop, click, 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 and then that's how you add your anchor points. However, that's not a shape that you want. Let's say maybe you've got a heart, which is drawn white on white. Yay, some new layer, and then just draw a heart. Okay, so let's say I want to follow this heart with my pen tool. Now, just as I'm using the Photoshop CC 2014, I think. Yeah, the Creative Cloud 2014. So, if you're wondering which version I'm on, that's the version that I am on. Yay! Alright. So, that was a good applause, wasn't it? Just as, I don't know what it would be called, like a note, or as a little thing to keep in mind, a pointer maybe. Just keep in mind that the more anchor points you have, the worse your path is. You need the least amount of anchor points possible to be a more cohesive path, because paths with a lot of anchor points are not good vectors, because the calculation, because what are vectors are basically mathematical equations that you tell the computer to say, okay, now, make a curve, x is y plus, 2 squared, I go with squared a lot because I love the number 2. Okay, so get back onto point. Case in point, you need the least amount of anchor points possible. Okay? Okay. So, you could, sit here and go, and then just go around it, but that's not a good path. Yay, she's got her words. All right, so the easiest shape to draw is a curve. So you start with your first point, you put your second point quite, horizontal across, and then just click, and then don't let go, and then just drag. And this way, you've got your point, you've got your anchor, and you've got your, I forgot what they're called. So just go down, 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 down. All right. Handles. I think they're called handles. Sorry, because I use vectors on Illustrator more, but it's the same concept. Okay, now again, this is not a good path. Why? Because my handles are very long. So I go back to my pen tool, or actually, my pen tool, and then click on Command or Control for Mac. Control for your PC, Command for your Mac, and then just drag it in. See, it moves a bit, but just drag it in to make it shorter. Okay, so So basically what they do is this one controls the future and then this one controls the past. This was how it was explained to me 5 years ago. Never forgot that explanation. I don't like it, but that's the easiest way for me to explain it to people, because I don't really need to remember anymore. So I'm just clicking my command or control and just dragging this up, because you can't really drag it up without changing your cursor. So I'm moving this just because down here it wouldn't go, so I'm just moving it up. Sometimes you need to change your position, and that's fine. So, and that way I can go back up to my handle, click on my command or option, and then drag it down. There we go. Now it fits much better, doesn't it? Lovely jubbly. Back. Okay, perfect. So we still have few blanks. I'm going to make a blank right now. Alright, go back to the P for pen. You have the Alt or Option button. Alt for PC, Option for Mac. If you click on your Alt button, it gives you the option of moving the handle in a different direction. Now this makes no sense because there's no path. So let's go back up here. And then if you can move it, you can see that I can actually make it fit better around the curve. Now, the reason I'm fitting it to this curve rather than this curve is that if I add another anchor point here, so it has to be, you see I was pointing with my fingers, haha. See the little plus sign next to my pen? That's what we want, so that we can add another anchor point. So the reason I fixed this one, not this, like this side and not this side, is because this anchor point now controls this side. So I'm going to click my command and then drag it up. And then I'm going to zoom in. You know what? Let me just change the color of this, because this way I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to make it some yellow color. Just like a bright. There we go. Now we can see what we're doing better. Okay, so we have a little bit of a gap. Sometimes it doesn't matter, sometimes it does. First of all, this one is, this is getting on my nerves. Let me just fix it. All right, so just drag it in. The Alt tool also can help you move it up and down. You don't have to go with your command, but still. But you need the command to, you need the command tool to move this one, because if I use the Alt tool, it's just going to bring up and like hide and toggle the visibility of your handles. Oh, that was so profesh. Way to go. You need to clap for that. Alright, so now we're here. We're going to use the command tool and then just drag it in, just so that it's somewhat of better fit. Now, when I click command, this is the cursor, and when I click alt, this is the cursor. Sorry, when I click alt, this is the cursor, and then this way you can figure out what I'm clicking when I'm clicking it. Alright, I've got this one, so go back to your alt. I prefer to do alt rather than command, gives me a lot more control, but when you have command on, it's easier to move between functions or between, so now I've got my command on. It's easy. I've got my command on. I feel like Joey. It's easier to, what's it called? So if this happens and you're no longer, wait, let me just finish the first thought. It's easier to move between doing things with the command, because with the alt you can't really move. Can you? I don't know. No. Yeah, with the alt you can't. So it's, if you've got the command on, it's because I always use command. It's easier. Alright, so there was something that was wrong before, which was when I clicked off, you can see there's a very sharp angle. Maybe you can't, but I can, and it's bothering me, and perfectionist in me is hating it. Do you see the angle? Generally, what I do is I just delete it, delete that point, and it fixes it. But sometimes like this, it doesn't because it's an important angle. So basically what we do is we try make it so I would lower this and then I would raise this a bit. Would raise, no baby, no darling. Yeah, see, I would just a tiny bit, not too much because you really need to keep your shape. But this way you get the curve. Sometimes you need to move it a bit, up or down. Sometimes you need to add another anchor point and then, divide it into two. So it just depends on your shape, on what you're going for, and if you're okay with having that angle. 1 second. All right. Okay, so let's just drag this a bit down because the shape is worse now than it was before. Okay. Okay, so we've got a little gap here, which we click on Alt and then just drag this now, and that fixes it just a little bit better. The problem is, the more you do this, that's when your angles start forming. But I mean, this is okay for now. So for more advanced work, I just go with Illustrator because it's a lot easier to control your vectors. It was very hard at the beginning because the functions are all different. What am I doing? But once you get used to it, then you're fine. Okay, so let's keep going. Now, if I put another anchor point, it's just going to be a lonely little hermit point. So what do we do? Well, you go up here and then you go to this point and then you see the little chain link. Click on that saying now. Because what it is, the one you're editing, the anchor point that you're editing actually turns black, so it's filled in. So now this and this are edited because it's this line. And then, but this is not being edited because it's blank. So what you're trying to do is, I want to edit this one, so now this one's filled in and these are blank. You see what's going on? So now I can, if I click next, it's going to connect. So you can click and drag, or you can click and then add another point. I don't like clicking and dragging, so I don't like doing this. What I would have done, a lot of people do that and they're fine with that. I don't like the dragging around. I just click. So I go to the next. Basically what I would do is I would say, okay, so this is a curve. Where's the next valley? There. So that's where I would go. And then I would click here. So that's an adding anchor, and then click on your command and then drag out. And then go to your Alt and then fix. Just fix the anchor point. There we go. So click and drag. All you have to do is click and drag. Alright, so sometimes, some points, you don't get these handles automatically. Sometimes they just don't pop up. So okay, and this one, you see, I only got one handle. Well, where's the other one? I can't get it. I want to fix this line. Yes, you do have this one, and that's totally fine, but the problem is you might need like an S curve or something. So if I wanted to make an S curve, I need this handle here. So what you do is you click on your Alt. I just said it, but I'm saying it again just so it's more sinks in. So click on your Alt, click on your anchor, and then dum dum dum. Did not work. What's the sound effect for that? Probably, not really. Okay, that was an epic fail on my behalf, and sorry, but it should have worked. Why aren't you working? What are you doing today? I don't know. I don't know why it didn't work. Just click on the point, maybe? I don't know. Oh, okay. Okay. It's there, it's just folded on top of itself, that's why. So just click and drag the point a bit. Oh god, it's gone again. Oh no. Oh god. There's a tower in London called the Bloody Tower. And that's where I should be right now. I don't know. I'm stumped. I've never had this problem happen to me ever before. Okay. Let's see. There we go. There it is. There it is. There it is. It's just too small for you to take a look at. So if I drag this down and I drag this up, or drag this down and drag this up, that's how you would create the S curve. See? So that's your way of doing it. All right, let's keep going now. And again, your anchors should be, you should have the minimum amount of anchors possible, and you should have the shortest handles possible. Okay, that makes a good path. All right, so let's keep going. Link up here, and then just go down there. Add this guy, drag it down, drag this up, drag this up. Okay. Whoa! All right. There's a song stuck in my head. It's so old, and I'm surprised that I know the words to it. Okay, this one actually, I want to see The Great Gatsby. I've been craving The Great Gatsby for a while. I don't know why. I just wanted to watch it. Could zoom in. That would make things a lot easier. Drag this out. What are you doing? I just realized I tried to say what are you doing and what am I doing at the same time. Came up with na na na. Alright, so I don't like this triangle thingy because it's making it go whoop. So basically what you do is you click and go up, a bit up, and then drag this down. Now I just counteracted myself because basically I did the same thing just in the opposite direction. So what we need to do is find this baby's anchors. Okay. Okay. Nope. There we go. See, this is a good boy. Give me both anchors at the same time. Okay, click and drag. Drag this in. No. And then bring this up. Marvelous. Marvelous. Drag this in. Drag this down. Drag this down. I have a lovely singing voice. I should have been a singer. Should have went into music. Problem is I'm in bed at 10, so it's not really work. I don't party. I mean, a party in my house is a cup of coffee and a biscuit, or a spicy cake, and I am not really a slice of cake, but figure of speech, figure of speech. There's this part in Employee of the Month, the movie, and they were selling. It was like a prank, and they were selling this guy's car, and it's a piece of shit Honda, and so it's like a wholesale, like a Costco place, and basically what it is, or what they do is really funny. They put the Honda on the shelf, and they say, like the tag says "piece of shit Honda." And that was just like the funniest thing. I know, I lame. I know that you have no tell me. You have no. You don't have to. You don't have to tell me. Ha ha ha. Well, getting there. Getting there. Getting there. How the hell did I get it? So, all right. Now, when you're done with your path, you want to close it up. So you click here. And you click on here, and you see the little circle that comes up. See, Photoshop tells you what's going on. It's not like women who just say, if you don't know, I can't help you. No, it helps you. So it gives you a little circle next to your pen tool, and it tells you that if you click here, you will close your path up, and you go done. All right, so I don't like this guy. Take this guy off, because there's no point having two anchors next to each other. And then just go up here and drag this baby down. So if I wanted to activate, okay, so this is a good example of you clicking your Alt tool and clicking on an anchor point and no handles come up. How would you do that? Click on your Alt, click on your anchor, and then just drag either down or up. And then that's how you bring them out. And yeah, I remember this a few moments ago, and I was like, oh, that's how it's done. So just click and drag this, and then drag this, and then we're done. So, do your final adjustments now that you've got your shape up. Come on. Don't do this to me. And then just fix them up. It's got a bit of, it's not perfect. You could add more anchor points, like one over here and one over here. And that will probably fix this problem straight out. And then just in Illustrator, it's funny because you know how I'm adding and deleting anchors by just hovering over the shape? In Illustrator, there's a different tool for adding an anchor point and a different tool for taking away. Like an add anchor point tool and take, you could subtract, or I don't know the exact term honestly, but it's like a different tool. So it's not like one tool that you add and you take away. That was a bit confusing, and that was a bit annoying at the beginning when I first. So I've been working on Photoshop for about 10, 11 years now, and Illustrator not as much. Maybe 2 years, give or take. So just like getting used to different functions was like, horrible. But you learn something new every day, and I wanted to learn. And I persevered a little bit more, and I persevered even more, and I shot. Pity the fool who wears my shoes. Pity, do. Do you know where that's from? Extra points if you do. I think the quote was wrong anyways, but still. My heart was in the right place. My heart was in the right place. No, not really. Okay. All right. So, not perfect, but I like it. Okay. So now I've got, different functions you could do. You could make a selection, which is stroke path. Make a selection. It's not a stroke path. Make a selection. It's called make a selection, woman. You could fill the path in, which is something that's quite, you could stroke path, which basically you drawing a line around it. You could one thing that's really good is to go to your paths window. If you don't have this paths thing, you can go to window, paths, 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 paths. And what you do is, see here, it's called work path. Now, if this guy was deleted, you know, by any mistake or by you deleting it, it's gone. However, if you click and drag, you got path 1. Once it's called path 1. Let's name it heart. It's black as my heart. Now you've got a path and it's called heart. And now, if for any reason I want to go back to this path and redo my selection, now with this it's fine, but sometimes you use paths to make selections or create logos or something, and you need that selection back, you need that path back. This is how you would get it, because you cannot save a path in your layers, but you can save it in your paths, and then you can copy it and you can drag and drop it to another file and all that pretty cool stuff. And even if it's not selected, you actually, let me just go to my layers, turn this off, you actually still have, you still have your path, and then you can edit these individually, and you don't lose your path. And it's good if you're working with vectors and you're creating like an entire shape out of vectors, even if it's not you copying a shape, like even if it's you creating a shape, you can save them, because on your layers window you cannot save a path, you can only fill it in. But you know, if you want to go back to it, you don't have it, so you go to your paths, and that's how you save it. I tend to have multiple copies, like I do 2 or 3, because I'm OCD and I don't want to lose it, and because, you know, I don't know. I just like to do it, and I have my paths here, and I'm happy, and we're living. Okay, so let's say I was doing a path, and then, you know, I clicked off for some reason. I clicked back to this one, or, you know, whatever. So this is the activated anchor point. Now, I want to add, you know, we said if you want to add from this one, you go here, you link it back, you link it back, you link it back. What happened? Yeah. And then you keep going. Now, what if I want to go back? What if I want to add more anchor points up here? I don't want this to be my first one. I'm going to suck with it. No, you just go. So this one will actually make a circle. Let's say I was working on this one. Okay, perfect. That's actually what I wanted. Okay, so you see the linking? You can actually go up here and then. So if you want to continue, don't go and click on it. No, that makes it a circle. Click anywhere else. What are you doing? There we go. Click off. So either add a point, or, you know, click on here, or just click off. You know, click Control Command, click off, and then click on again. And then now you're not selecting any point. And then if you want to continue here, just link up and keep going. So it's, you know, it's not the best method of viewing it, but it works. Alright, now, I think it's long enough. About half an hour is good enough for a lesson. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you later. Round of applause for this wonderful lesson. Yeah. Okay. Take care. Bye.